Hi, my name is Christine Shaughnessy Cooper, and I'm a quantum healing practitioner using two types of quantum healing methods, BQH and QHHT. In this video, I'm going to be answering the number one question that we practitioners are asked about quantum healing. This question is about what the difference is between BQH and QHHT. Fundamentally, the difference is that one is done in person while the other is done online, but I'll explain a bit better. QHHT stands for Quantum Healing Hypnosis Technique, a regressive hypnosis modality created by the late Dolores Cannon in 2002. Dolores' career expanded over 50 years as a past life regressionist, hypnotherapist, speaker, and author of 17 books about her research in hypnosis in UFO cases. Most of what we know today about past life regression, UFOs, and other universal mysteries are a direct result of Dolores' expansive work in thousands of quantum healing sessions. Being an old soul in a time before technology became what it is today, Dolores had two strict rules in using her method. Number one, practitioners must use her script and approach exact to how it was taught. And number two, practitioners must perform sessions in person. Ultimately, Dolores believed in in-person sessions only because she was admittingly afraid and very wary of technology. She even fought against upgrading to a digital tape recorder from her trusty manual one that she used for her sessions until finally caving in when she was in her 60s. So her rules were very understandable and, well, they were in perfect alignment with her beliefs and the time in history. BQH, on the other hand, stands for Beyond Quantum Healing and was founded by Candace Craw Goldman just a couple years back. Candace is also the founder of QuantumHealers.com, a worldwide directory and support forum of and for alternative and spiritual healers of all kinds. Candace and Dolores worked side by side for 6 years until Dolores passed in 2014. It was several years thereafter that Candace had a woman reach out to her about having a session. The woman was very sick and in the hospital, so she was unable to meet for an in-person session, and as it turned out, unable to afford one anyways. But full of heart, Candace decided to go out of the box and give an online session a try. As it turns out, the session was one of the most powerful sessions she had ever had, and the woman's health rebounded in no time. She continued to practice with online sessions, and in time, it became clear to her that ultimately, there was zero difference in session outcomes when comparing online to in-person. Any measurable differences were more so felt on the client end. They were more relaxed and at ease being in their own homes, comfy in their jammies, or whatever felt right. Being more relaxed, the journeys tended to be more expansive and detailed. And lastly, they didn't need to try to drive home afterwards in the groggy state that clients often feel themselves in after a session. It became clear to Candace that doing this kind of quantum healing work remotely and online was not only reasonable, but necessary for many people in the world who may never be able to physically travel or afford to travel to a QHHT practitioner. BQH differs from QHHT, therefore, in that it removes all barriers and it encourages practitioners to use all of their skills to help clients. There's no strict script and there's no rigid rules, so practitioners can really personalize their services to individual client needs. Finally, I'd like to share some words by Dolores herself from one of her books, The 3 Waves of Volunteers in the New Earth. Here's what Dolores says. I began teaching my method in 2002, and it is now spread all over the world. And to my satisfaction, my students are reporting the same miracles that I have experienced. Some of them have even attempted ways of using the technique that I never had thought of. What better gratification could a teacher have than to have her students take what they have been taught and not be afraid to go beyond and explore unknown pathways? My method is not like those other outdated hypnosis methods that teach that you must do exactly as they say, that you cannot deviate even one word from the script. In my teaching, I want the student to understand what is being done so they can think for themselves. As long as the client is not being harmed, they are free to experiment. I have found the method to be extremely flexible. It is a living and evolving thing. She goes on to say that anything is possible. There's no limitations, and you're only limited by your own imagination. Thank you so much for listening, and as always, I send you much love, hugs, and blessings.